Weren't those some powerful, powerful testimonies? And worship was amazing. My heart really is for worship and just how worship makes me feel and just bringing in the atmosphere. I had started playing with my worship team actually when I was 3 months into learning how to play piano. And because I started so early, I think I was more so focused on the technical side of things and the music rather than the experience of feeling that touch from God or feeling His presence rather. And I was brought up in the church, always been around spirit-filled, spirit-led people, and always listened to worship, but never really, I never really got emotional, if you will. Like, if we would have played I Thank God back in my church, you would have not seen me jumping and raising my hands. That's just not what I do. But I can think of a time, and it was actually a youth group that had occurred here, and it went super late, probably until 11 or so. And during that time, I came down, and a heavy weight just came over me, and I started pressing into that spirit of prayer and intercession, and I actually started crying for the first time while praying. And that was, I think, the moment, actually it was the first moment of a series of events that caused a change for me, at least in the way that I approach worship. When I started coming to Epic, I joined the worship team, and it was pretty good for the most part for the first semester and whatnot, but I can think most notably when Nate Kurtz had joined the worship team and started teaching us. We started reading this book called The Reset by Jeremy Riddle, who is a worship leader. And through that book, it really taught me how to bring my worship in purity and in truth and in wholeness, and to think more so about the experience rather than the technical sides or the music. And I can also think of another time. It was actually at the My City conference, the youth conference that had occurred recently. It was at the end of worship, and this just goes to show how powerful worship is. We were all leaving the building, and then Tyler Barnett just came up to me randomly and just giving me a big hug, and I just felt a weight to start praying. And when I entered into that spirit of intercession and just praying, I was honestly surprised because I was never really one who would pray aloud or could pray for a very long time or even speak for a very long time for that matter. But it was something about when you get out of yourself and God begins to use you as a vessel to touch His people, to speak into their life, to cause a change within them to occur. You could go on for days, for literally months. It's truly a fascinating feeling, and I just love that so much. So now with the joining Epic and being a part of their movement and what God is doing there, I have begun to approach worship in a whole new way than I would have before, and God is just doing mighty things through me and through the school Epic. So thank you.